Hi, welcome to your Market Navigator series with the MFD.
So, Milan, we know this debate of growth and value, we have heard it since young age. So, sometimes growth performs, sometimes value. So, value has been, to keep it mildly, has not been performing from 2018 to 2020 October. Now it has started performing. So, we have heard about Howard Marks' contrarian approach only give you money, big money. So, what is your take on this value versus growth? And if you can see this growth at any cost, so where do you stand on this thing? So, what is your concept of value as a theme going forward?
Sure, sir. Thanks for this question. And sure, sir, this question is always the first, probably, whenever you are discussing growth or value fund, either of the side. Typically, what we feel of growth and value historically, let's say whether we consider decades from the 70s to 80s, 80s to 90s, 90s to today, and so on and so forth, we always consider growth, say probably something which is growing at a much faster pace than what the industry is growing. And the classic way of, if you want to quantify the thing, something which is growing at the faster than the industry rate is growth, and something which has got some perennial value, whether it is an asset value, whether it is a notional value, a brand value, some sort of value in it, hence typically considered as at a lower growth stage at that point of time. That is something called as value. This is the way generally people used to define. But sir, how do we invest, and what way we should look at things in Indian parlance and in mutual fund parlance? So there is a thought, and go back in 2013-14 or so when this fund was handed over. In those days, so the challenge was how to get returns from value. And to be very blunt, since last 20 years, value is not performing on an overall basis. Let's say if I consider from 2000 to 2020, value has not performed in equal way as compared to growth. Again, one reason is India being a growth market, people want to chase growth, not value. But then we segregate the different facets of those stocks. So any particular growth stock was a value stock at a point of time. And hence, when we want to catch a value, there are two ways or two approaches to do it. One is buy the value stock, sit on those value stocks till the value materializes and turns into a growth stock. So that will be a classical story of 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. What Warren Buffett used to say: this is a value theme. I'm sitting on that; it will perform. It's a classical value investing. But in today's parlance, what we decided and what we thought was, let us find value on a competitive basis in the current phase of market. So that value can be either in one particular sector or in multiple sectors. Let's say, for example, if I want to find value only on P multiples, I can't buy any stock in FMCG in Indian market. So let's divide value in a sectoral basis, that is in individual sectors, then decide which sector has a maximum value so that you can allocate maximum to that particular sector. But also you should have allocation to something like FMCG where there is something which is at a notionally lower value. And hence this concept helped us good in navigating in a mutual fund. To be very blunt, otherwise getting returns in a mutual fund on a consistent basis, sitting on the same number of stocks, it's very difficult to generate value, because then the returns will be in step function. You will get some returns for periods, months together, there will be no return, and then again there will be some phase of returns. So we classically, or rather we moved from classical definition of value towards a relatively, I would say a millennial age of definition of value, wherein find value in all the themes, all the sectors, and invest in it. That's the way we try to do it.
So it is a popular concept that value themes usually invest in beaten down sectors and stocks. So how long do you think this value unlocking takes in these funds? So it can take 3 years, it can 5 years. So it has to test the patience of the investors. So what is your take on that?
Yes, sir, absolutely. Again, I'll go back to the same tricky issue what happened in this fund also, because that will again indicate how value themes perform. So typically, let's say if I want to buy value stock in today's market, what one won't tend to do is either go by the old multiples of price to group, price to earnings, and so, and he can invest in it and wait, say, probably for in some sectors for 3 years, in some sectors for 5 years, and so on and so forth. Now, in such scenario, our investors generally being finicky, they won't continue to like the fund, though eventually at a period of 5 years, you might get the same return what any other growth fund will give you. Probably a value can give you much higher return. But in between 5 years, there will be a period of frustration. Then there will be a period of hesitation whether I'm investing in a correct theme, whether I should move out. And hence people tend to leave the theme in between. So that's the reason, sir. In mutual fund, I feel so. One can't invest in only classical style of value investing, whereas it's like giving to Warren Buffett. You hold the money, after 20 years, I will take it back from you. In Indian scenario, in domestic mutual funds and with retail investors, it won't happen because patience level will be different at different categories. So we have to go with this modified value investing, I would say.
So do you think this buy and hold strategy or a tactical allocation in this fund at this juncture is right? Because we have to make a segregation. One is a tactical call and one is a thematic call. Value being a theme. So do you think we should go lump sum strategy now, or it's a SIP STP strategy will help?
Yes, thanks for this question, because this is again a slightly tricky question. But what I have seen
I will interrupt you because I being in the market in last 20 years and I have done so many STPs. Because when people have some amount in lump sum, they fear the market will fall, there will be a correction. But if you invest in lump sum, at the end of the 2 years or 3 years, you have been better off. Because I have seen history in US also, there was a data in a 100 years history, it would have been 70% better if you had have invested in lump sum rather than in STPs. So what is your take on that? Because supposing in STPs, I would say as an advisor, because our discussion as a fund manager and as an advisor, STPs are averaging on the upside. If it's a scorching bull market, in a sideways market, it is different. So in this theme, how do you think we can help in a STP or a lump sum manner?
Yeah, so if you consider Indian market and the verge at which it is right now, wherein you actually saw the earnings growth which people were expecting since last, say, almost 5-6 years, where the earnings would come or operational leverage can happen. So in this type of market, typically the cycle starts with people coming in, they are consuming, and since they are consuming, there will be a capex from the companies. The capex utilization going up, companies making profit. So now you will probably see companies making consistent profit over a period of years, and it's a start of a bull run of earnings. Now, in such scenario, as you absolutely said, if this is a bull run, market's not going to correct, P expansion is going to happen, then why invest in SIP mode? If you have, definitely invest in a lump sum mode. Absolutely correct, sir. Because once you invest in lump sum mode, मतलब मान लीजिए आपके पास आज है पूरी राशि है और ये पूरी राशि आज आप डाल दोगे तो यू विल डेफिनेटली मेक हायर रिटर्न्स, क्योंकि जब बाजार की दिशा यहाँ से ऊपर की तरफ है, यू विल टेंड टू मेक हायर रिटर्न्स. थिंग इज पीपल जनरली गेट, और जैसे हमारी भी इस फंड में टिपिकली जो इन्वेस्टर्स है, बहुत सारे रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स हैं, दे आर पुटिंग देयर monthly incomes, a part of their monthly incomes in it, so they've got no alternative but go ahead with the SIP mode. So again, given a choice, put in the markets today. पूरा ये अच्छा समय है because P expansion शुरू हो चुका है. Otherwise, SIP is the best mode in terms of average out of the returns.
Okay. So now coming to your fund. So yes, to be quite honest, Milind, your fund has not performed in the 18-19 phase. So what went wrong? And what are the corrective measures that you have taken to keep the fund back in track? So if you can put some light on that.
Sure, sir.
It is performing last 1 year, it has been very phenomenal. So what is the reason?
Yeah, so let me take you back to history of 2017. So a very bad period, I would say, in even my history of managing funds. Not in terms of dip in the NAV, but in terms of time in the period of NAV. And so it was an extended period where your NAV was not going. Again, So what has happened in 2017 was first the categorization of funds. So most of the funds got categorized into large cap, small cap, mid cap, and so on, different on a lateral basis. We were running this fund as a small cap fund, wherein we had 90-95% small cap stocks, not small and mid cap stocks rather, and out of which 70% was small cap stocks. Now, with this categorization, there was all of a sudden chase towards, or the market became narrow, and there was a chase towards only index stocks. In such scenario, the stocks which were on a growth phase, whether it might be Bajaj Twins or HDFC Twins and so on, there are many other growth stocks. Since it became narrow, people tend to, or there was a reason for them just to buy those stocks. And hence, only index were performing and broader market was not performing. Now, in such scenario, since our view was always that small and mid cap will always give you higher return if you continue to stay in those stocks for an extended period of time. We continued that. So 2018 even went in the expectation that things would normalize. Then we got an NBFC crisis in the country. With that NBFC crisis, what happened was all the companies, NBFC crisis क्या थी sir? All of a sudden जो MSMEs थी उनको पैसे मिलने में दिक्कत होने लग गई. इस सिचुएशन में जो स्मॉल एंड मिड कैप कंपनीज थी उनकी जो इंटरेस्ट कॉस्ट बढ़ गई बिकॉज पैसा आसानी से नहीं मिल रहा है. सेकेंडली जिन्हें एक्सपांशन कर रहा है वो एक्सपांशन करने के लिए भी पैसे नहीं मिल रहे थे. इन सच सिनेरियो द स्मॉल एंड मिड कैप ग्रोथ स्टॉप because these SMEs, these smaller companies, mid-sized companies, eventually they wanted one, money, secondly the direction, whether they would be getting enough orders or enough consumption so that their production would match the consumption. अब इस चक्कर में two things happened simultaneously for medium and small enterprises. One, your outlook was not clear, there was haze. Second, whatever debt you had, आपका interest cost बढ़ गया, plus आपको नया debt नहीं मिल रहा है, and hence आपका operating leverage कम हो गया, profitability कम हो गई, PE expansion कम हो गया, and all of them they were on a slow kill. So slow poison कहते, slow poison जैसे नीचे नीचे आ रहे थे. Now this happened 1.5 years. So though we were extremely sure that eventually normalization would happen, and as I told you sir in our first part that value theme again always takes time. So we would have probably, if we would have waited for 3 years with the same number of stocks, we would have probably got same returns, in fact more returns from the same stocks. So when I recollect whatever stocks I have and I see the stock prices, like I don't want to discuss the stock names, but when I see the prices, that yes, we would have probably got higher returns. But what happens when the fall is high? And even pre-COVID, before, when the COVID just started, when the fall was very steep, now in such scenario, preservation of capital was needed. If it was not done, then there was again chaos in terms of redemptions, chaos in terms of me need to sell the same stocks. मतलब मुझे वही सारे stocks, अच्छे stocks नीचे के दामों में बेचने पड़ते क्यों? क्योंकि buyer नहीं और redemption है. अब ऐसे phase में, in fact, many of our Birla funds gone through this bad phase because we had invested in across the schemes. So Birla की खासियत है, we have a good breadth, not only a depth, but we have good breadth across the schemes. So एक ये decision हो गया as a conscious decision that let us structure the fund so that ये down cycle में भी उतना ना गिरे और up cycle में it should give us the same returns. And hence this fund was structured as 40% to 50% large cap, 20 to 30% mid cap and 20 to 30% small cap. It's like a multi cap fund category भी आ गई. अब इसमें ऐसे हो गया, since आपका room of margin fix हो गया 40%, 30% and 30%, and then you need exactly which sectors and which stocks which you can buy. So for example, large cap में यही sector लेना है, mid cap में यही sector लेना है और small cap में वही tail बड़ा करना है. We structured that stock, we structured this theme. So a year back when I was sitting with our team and even Mahesh Patil and me, and the discussion was on the round that how we can get our returns first. तो हमें पहले जो glory तो बाद में है, ज़्यादा returns तो बाद में लाना है. Just first million, can we get back this NAV to 65? That is the first question we had, because there was an average NAV from where the market fell. 65 can we get in 1 year, irrespective of market. जैसे इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ मार्केट तो पता नहीं, बट थोड़ी भी ब्रेड्थ इंप्रूव हो गई, विल टेक इट टू 65. एंड हाउ विल वी डू इट? वी विल अगेन गो विद द सेम टाइप ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट मॉडल. तो मैं जस्ट अभी सिर्फ जैसे ये पुरानी चीजें हो गई थी कि इसकी वजह से मार्केट करेक्ट हुआ एंड प्योर वैल्यू में डिप आई एनएवी में. हाउ वी अगेन केम बैकवर्ड्स? Pure value goes on a classic buy and sell strategy. मतलब when I'm discussing with my investors or advisors, I always say the same thing. I'm happy to sell the stock because moment I sell the stock, there is a room to buy something else. And so this is exactly what we did in 2013-14 period, exactly what we did in 2017 period, exactly what we did in last year. जो करंट समय में आपको वैल्यू दिखती है, जिस भी स्टॉक में आपको वैल्यू दिखती है, जिस भी सेक्टर में वैल्यू दिखती है, बाय कर लो. Whenever that theme plays out, whether it can be a 1 month or 3 month, just try to reduce the exposure in those sectors. Buy what it is available next.
Milind, I will just interrupt. So I will ask you this.
Yes.
Next question was very much on this line. So what are the key ratios on which the valuation of this fund can be judged? And what are the sectors you are overweight and why, and what are the sectors you are underweight, so that we can understand which are the sectorial calls you are taking and the reason, if you can add a little bit on that.
Correct. So sir, last year mein Sajal ji and my friends, what we did was we took a big bet on metals. We took a reasonably good bet on IT. क्योंकि मेटल्स के जो दाम थे वो वहां से एब्सोल्यूट मेटल के प्राइसेस, मतलब बेस मेटल के स्टील, आयरन, कॉपर एक्सेट्रा, एल्यूमिनियम, they were tending to go up. So in such scenario सबसे ज्यादा जो अच्छा वैल्यू पैरामीटर होता है वो होता है डेट टू मार्केट कैप. जिसका भी बहुत ज्यादा डेट हो, जब उसका ऑपरेशनल लिवरेज बढ़ेगा, उसके पास पैसे ज्यादा आएगी, तो उसका डेट फास्ट कम होगा. तो जिसका डेट टू मार्केट कैप रेशियो सबसे ज्यादा है, that was the base value parameter to buy the stocks. That we applied in metals. We took heavy exposure metal, almost 7-8%, and it reasonably did well. In IT again we did the same thing, since not because of safety, but IT ये सेक्टर था उस समय में कि जब ग्लोबल रिकवरी आनी थी, rather from कोविड जब रिकवरी आनी थी, तो सबसे पहले ग्लोबल रिकवरी आती देन इंडिया, एंड ग्लोबल रिकवरी के साथ आता था IT स्पेंडिंग, बिकॉज इवन द न्यू फार्मा सेक्टर व्हिच वाज इमर्जिंग, उसे भी IT लगने वाला था. So we bet big on IT, some of the international stocks too, and that played out well. Third we played was pharma. तो ये तीन जो ग्लोबल सेक्टर्स थे, they give us decent outperformance in last 7 to 8 months, say till month of March or so. But post March now we are shifting slowly towards domestic cyclicals. जैसे अभी अपना maximum weight in terms of sector is in PSU banks. There are almost 8.5% weight in PSU banks, which is highest across the themes, across the sectors. Because the near competitor to me in PSU banks is not more than 2.5%. So as a competition, 6% extra alpha or extra overweight is over there, that essentially will probably generate higher alpha. Currently positioning ऐसी है कि आपका 40% large cap है और 30 mid and small cap है. And जैसे मैंने कहा, it is sectoral specific. जैसे PSU बैंक सारे large cap में है, नीचे mid cap में कुछ नहीं है. एंड स्मॉल कैप में आपको इंडिविजुअल स्टॉक्स दिखेंगे जो 1% के 25 स्टॉक है, और इस तरीके से मैनेज करके हमने 70 स्टॉक्स तक सीमित रखते हुए ये रिटर्न्स लेके आया है. अब आगे गोइंग फॉरवर्ड भी इसी टाइप का स्ट्रक्चर होगा. अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी विल नॉट गो टू 90% और 80% स्मॉल कैप, मिड कैप.
So now I was asking, you are underweight, I've seen, on consumer discretionary. So what is the reason for that? And your overweight is banks. So, but the screen is telling something because banks has not performed of late. So, do you think bank will going forward? Bank should perform. So, what is your business? That underweight and overweight? I want to take a call on that. Your take on that. What is the reason?
So historically has been completely underweight on banks. मतलब इस फंड में कभी-कभी केवल 5% या 6% भी हुआ करते थे banks. So last year also is completely underweight, and that has really worked well for this fund. Now, from March, what has happened is I've shifted myself towards the PSU banks and increased the weight in banking. अब banking फिर भी 8% underweight है. But how to bet over here? Sir, ये fund क्या है? इस fund में आपको rather than sector, rather than individual or the benchmark, individual benchmark, I'm doing more of a bottoms up analysis. और उसमें कम से कम 15 से 20 स्टॉक ऐसे होते हैं जो किसी इंडिविजुअल सेक्टर में फिट नहीं करा सकते. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल अगर इन्फोएज की बात करूं, ये कहीं फिट नहीं होगा किसी भी या कंटेनर कॉर्पोरेशन कोई सेक्टर में बैठेगा नहीं। तो इसमें आपको 15 से 20 स्टॉक ऐसे मिले जो किसी सेक्टर में नहीं जाएंगे। अगर मैं इनको निकाल दूं वेट से, तो बचा हुआ 70% वेट में जब मेरे पास अगर बैंकिंग 20% है, दैट मीन्स आई एम इक्वल वेट बैंकिंग। आई ऑलवेज एनालाइज इट दिस वे सर, ये 20 से 25% जो इंडिविजुअल स्टॉक्स है जिनका कोई सेक्टर नहीं होता है, इनको आप दूर रख दीजिए। बचे हुए 75-80% में सेम रेशियो ऑफ इंडेक्स अगर आप है क्या, तो इज द फर्स्ट टाइम यस वी आर इन द सेम रेशियो ऑफ इंडेक्स इन बैंकिंग, बट हेवीली स्क्यूड टुवर्ड्स पीएसयू बैंक कि 8% पीएसयू बैंक है and another 9% private banks.
Okay, so you have 69 stocks in your portfolio. I just want to understand. So, what do you think? I'm not telling that it's a concentrated portfolio you should take. So don't you think it is numbers are on far more on the higher side? I don't know. Being a fund manager, will be able to explain. Money. We want to understand. Money. What do you think the return in 50 stocks or maybe 45 stocks, or somebody taking 80 stocks? Money. Have you seen the difference in performance over these years because you have been managing the funds?
Yeah, so sir, in this fund, from 2000, say if I divide it in two phases, I got a good phase in 2013-14, then slightly subdued phase in 2015, then bad phase in 2016, again good phase in 2017-18, bad phase in 18-19, and so on and so forth. So the good phases were always with 80-85 stocks. And the reason I will tell you, sir, what happens is, whenever I'm trying to buy a stock or find a stock, I invest, let's say, 0.25 or 0.4 bips in it, say 40 basis points, then 0.5%, and then go towards 1%. And slowly increase the tail to 30 stocks, wherein you are invested 1% each. So it's like a number of stocks, but out of which you would get at least 5 or 6 such stocks, which will be 4 or 5 timers from there. So for this fund, I'll always see, आप 30 स्टॉक, जैसे 30 स्टॉक की एक टेल बना के अगर आप रख दो, तो इट बी फार बेटर फॉर यू बिकॉज देयर विल बी बिग marginal leaders. I mean, they will probably give you say 2 times, 5 times, or 10 times return. So there are some stocks which are almost now 7-8 times in last 2 years. So for this, we'll always tend to have 70 plus type of stocks.
So Milind, as you have about that buying and selling has been the concept for the value unlocking propositions, as you had been handling the pure value fund, while we see buy and hold is another proposition in some other funds managed by other fund managers. Yeah. So there also alpha generated. So ये buy and sell और buy and hold में क्यों pure value में buy and sell ज़्यादा लिया जा रहा है?
अरे very nice question sir. Thank you for this, Suman bhai. Yeah. So क्या है other funds में the set of universe or the stocks which they have. So for example, whether can I buy Bajaj Finance? I'm just discussing a stock. So I can't buy Bajaj Finance at this price, but I could buy Bajaj Finance a month, 2 months back when it was in those quantitative parameters value हो रही थी. But in other funds क्या हो जाता है, बाकी सब funds में उनको जब ये वाली boundary नहीं है value और growth की, then he can maneuver and he can sit on the stock. So जो अगर मान लीजिए मुझे कोई कंपनी लग रही है, so जैसे बजाज फाइनेंस हो गया या HDFC हो गया, जो मुझे 20-20% से रिटर्न देने वाली है या 15-15% से रिटर्न देने वाली है, then he can sit and hold those HDFC stock or any other stocks which is a compounding story. But value theme में क्या होता है सुनो भाई? In the value theme, if you sit on a value, say for example, NTPC has got an immense value in it. But if I sit on that for extended period of say 4 years, 5 years, I may not get the same returns. तो मुझे इसमें क्या करना है, जब वैल्यू अनलॉकिंग होने वाली है तब मुझे वो लेना है, मोमेंट इट टचेस ग्रोथ मुझे बेच देना है. Since the boundaries are set, since in this concept, since the boundaries are set, how I can generate returns is go for the theme, go for a inter-segmental theme, play it, come out. Go in the other theme, play it, come out. Whereas, let's say if I see a different fund, any other fund in our house or externally also, if he decides that can I buy 30, 40 stocks or 50 stocks or even 60 stocks and I can sit on those? Yes, he can sit on those. He can probably generate similar returns in 1.5, 2 years. And then by some modification, he can move in a different theme. That is also fine. But then it has to be completely multi-cap fund, value plus growth. So that's the difference. In our framework of value theme, we need to go ahead with buy and sell model. Yes.
Okay. So value unlocking का जहाँ तक आपने, कह रहे हैं with a 70 or diversified in nature, तो it in different sectors, different stocks, value unlocking takes place in different duration. तो ओवरऑल अगर किसी जैसे आपने कहा कि एक निवेशक, ए इन्वेस्टर शुड बी हैविंग द फेथ विद द फंड मैनेजर फॉर एटलीस्ट 5 years, तो ये 5 साल मतलब कि 2017 में जो निवेश किए हैं, तो मेरे आपका जो हो रहा है कि वैल्यू अनलॉकिंग विद द 70 odd स्टॉक्स इन द पोर्टफोलियो, जिसका सेक्टर कैन हैव अ डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ अनलॉकिंग रेंज, सो इसका आसपास करीब 2023-2024 के see the kind of value settling down, right?
Yeah, true. Yeah, सही बात है सर. 2000 so every 5 years he should be able to get decent returns. I mean the moment he has an SIP, so 2017 से SIP कर रहे होंगे, 2023-24 तक he should really get handsome money. Our endeavor is always to double the money of investor in lesser amount of time. I mean that's what something is the motive.
Mr. Roy, Mr. This question is straight to as an MFD to you. How will you position our Pure Value Fund to your investors? What will be your key thoughts for the coming days?
I am really bullish on value as a theme because I have seen growth performs a decade and next decade is value. So being a theme, we should always play in value, and I am investing both through lump sum and SIP modes.
Thank you for joining in this call. Thanks, Milind. Thanks, Mr. Roy.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.